Ren was a young man driven by a desperate need for approval, whether from village elders or a girl named Hana. Despite his efforts, he always felt invisible, like a shadow among brighter lights. One day, while he tossed pebbles into a river, he lamented, "Why does it feel like the harder I try, the less people notice me?" An elderly monk named Master Kisho heard him and approached. "The river has much to teach you," Kisho said. Intrigued, Ren listened as the monk explained. The river flows effortlessly and shapes mountains without chasing. Nature is drawn to it. Why do you chase so tirelessly? Ren replied, "I want to matter." Kisho nodded and suggested, "Perhaps you should stop chasing and start being." Kisho led Ren to a meadow, pointing to a butterfly flitting from flower to flower. "Watch closely," he instructed, as Ren marveled at the butterfly's joyful, carefree dance. "Now, try to catch it," Kisho said. Ren chased after the butterfly, but it effortlessly eluded him, dancing joyfully among the flowers. No matter how close he got, it always flitted just out of reach. After several futile attempts, he stopped, panting with frustration. Kisho smiled and said, "Now, sit still." Confused but obedient, Ren sat down in the grass. Minutes passed, and the butterfly, sensing no threat, eventually fluttered closer. Before long, it landed gently on Ren's shoulder. He froze in astonishment. "Do you see?" Kisho asked. "When you stopped chasing, the butterfly came to you. Such is the way of life. The more you chase, the more what you seek eludes you. But when you cultivate calm and purpose, what you desire often finds its way to you." Intrigued, Ren followed Kisho back to the temple, where the monk poured him a cup of tea. As the liquid neared the brim, Kisho kept pouring until it overflowed onto the table. "Master," Ren exclaimed, "the cup is full. It cannot hold anymore." Kisho nodded. "And so it is with you. You are so full of striving, consumed by your chase, that you leave no room for life to flow to you naturally. To make people value you, you must first value yourself. Empty your mind of desperation, and you will see how effortlessly life can unfold." "But how do I do that?" Ren asked, his voice tinged with both hope and doubt. Kisho handed him the cup. "Start by focusing on what you can give, rather than what you can get. The river does not chase the fish, it nourishes them. The sun does not beg for attention, it simply shines. When you stop seeking validation and instead cultivate your own light, you will find that others are drawn to you as naturally as the butterfly is drawn to the flower." Over the next few weeks, Ren took Kisho's words to heart. He stopped trying to impress the villagers or win Hana's affection. Instead, he focused on his craft, wood carving, a skill he had always enjoyed but had neglected in his pursuit of approval. With each piece he carved, Ren poured his heart into his work, not for recognition, but for the sheer joy of creation. His carvings began to reflect a quiet beauty, intricate yet unpretentious, much like the young man himself. Word of Ren's artistry spread. Villagers who had once overlooked him now sought his carvings, marveling at their elegance. Hana, too, began to notice the change in Ren. He no longer seemed desperate for her attention, and this newfound confidence made him all the more intriguing. One evening, as Ren worked on a particularly challenging piece, Hana approached him. "Your work is beautiful," she said, her voice soft. Ren looked up, surprised but pleased. "Thank you," he replied simply, then returned to his carving. Hana lingered, drawn by his quiet focus. For the first time, She saw Ren not as someone trying to win her favor, but as a man content in his own skin. Months passed, and Ren emerged as a quiet influence in the village, attracting people with his wisdom and carvings. One day, Kisho visited Ren's workshop. "You have learned well," the monk remarked, admiring a butterfly carving. Ren smiled. "I stopped chasing, master. Now, life seems to chase me." Kisho chuckled. "When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the world is drawn to you. That's the art of true success, effortless yet profound." Ren's transformation inspired others to embrace their passions, realizing fulfillment comes from being true to oneself, not from chasing after external validation. Ultimately, Ren discovered that to make people chase you, it's about becoming someone worth pursuing. In that realization, he found not just attention, but contentment. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.